Rage 1 was one of my favorite games of all time, so you can only imagine how excited I was when I found out that there was a Rage 2. So I go online, I go on YouTube, and I start looking at some gameplay footage of this game. And like, my mind was completely blown. It was everything that the first game was, only it was greater. It had larger sprites, it had control diversity, it had a multiplayer battle mode, it had better sound effects, it had character voiceovers, and it had a very, very smooth frame rate. Like, the number of improvements would take me like 10 minutes alone just to list those improvements. It's my favorite game. It is one of my favorite games, and I have to make a whole video about it just to tell you guys how great this game is. Alright, so the first thing I'd like to talk about is the gameplay, because what's a game without gameplay? One of the first things you'll notice when you begin playing the game is that it has much larger sprites than the first one. They're much larger, they're more colorful, they're more detailed, and they run. They're more smoothly animated, they look better. There's also a lot more control diversity. Like in the first game, you could tell the difference between Axel, Blaze, and Adam. Like, Adam was noticeably stronger than Axel, but just barely, and Blaze was noticeably faster than Axel and Adam, but just barely. Now you can definitely tell the difference, like, a lot, and it makes a big difference in the gameplay, and you have to develop different strategies to be able to beat the game with all these different characters, and that adds a lot of replay value, at least for me personally. It makes the game much more fun. I've also noticed that the controls are a lot more refined in this game. Like I said, you can also tell that the characters, who's who, definitely, when you play as them, you can definitely tell Axel has a much different fighting strategy than Max or Skade. But there's also just more moves that you can do in this game. Like forward B is a new addition, and pressing A doesn't unleash a very overpowered special move anymore, which I gotta admit I really miss, but you can have a choice when you press A between two different moves now, which both take away a little bit of your health, but you will find it's very much worth it if you're in a tight spot and you want to do one that can get many enemies off of you at once. That makes it worth the loss of health. And there's also one for targeting specific enemies that can take off a lot of health, which I find very, very entertaining, but it's also one of the practical things. And there's also, the weapons are more refined in this game. Like, when you pick up the lead pipe, they've got more sound effects, and they have better animation for those actions that you can perform with the weapon. So that's very something I like a lot in this game. There's also a battle mode now, so there's 2-player battle mode, and it's not much, but it's still very fun if you're looking to kill a couple minutes with your friend. So like I mentioned earlier on, there's also a multiplayer mode, which does have that battle mode that I talked about. It's not that it doesn't have that many features in it. Like, you can only play on the first level boss fight, and you can only keep doing that with you and a friend, but it is fun. It's very fun if you're looking to kill a couple minutes. And then of course there's the regular beat 'em up brawling that you can do in the game. Just go through all the levels with a friend, and that obviously is the mode that I find myself playing with friends a lot more often, because it's really the more engaging mode of the multiplayer game. And there's also more detail in the levels themselves. Again, that's something I was really happy about when I found. There's just more detail, and there's more color. There's a lot of attention to detail in this game, like how in the first mission there's a guy that leaps out of a sewer pipe and attempts to attack you, and that's very impressive. Or how the mini-boss on the first round comes out from the shadows behind a car, and then when you go into the bar scene, the bartender actually runs out of the bar and becomes the level boss. So that's also a very, very impressive attention to detail. And then in Mission 3, there's a guy laying on a bench. Mission 3 and Mission 4, they'll both try to attack you when they're after they get off the bench, but they're just sleeping there awaiting your arrival. And that's something very impressive that you didn't see in the first game, and you generally didn't see in other games, and you still don't see in the game. So I think that's something very impressive about the game. Also, when you're on round 2 and you slam somebody onto the ground, you'll notice that the lights in the background will shake back and forth. Or when you're on the pirate ship in level 3, the pirate ship attraction at the amusement park, you'll notice that when you go on it for the second half of the pirate ship, it'll begin to sway back and forth, and that's graphically impressive because of rotation, and that's also impressive because of the level of attention to detail. That's something I really do like. Because like I said in my previous game, like Sega games and Streets of Rage games, they really have this ability through music and their environmental design just to make you feel like you're there, and I really like that. That's something I really like about the Streets of Rage franchise and Sega games in general. They've just got really good music, great aesthetics, level design, just everything you can possibly imagine and want in a good game. They've got it. They've thought of it. They've got it. They put it on a cartridge, and you are playing. It's great. It's absolutely great. Another one of the things about this game I really like are the sound effects. Like, you can really tell that a lot of work went into making the sound effects. They even have a lot of character voiceovers, especially for Axel, Blaze, Adam, and Skate, because they're the characters you will be playing as. There's also an impressive amount for the enemies as well. Like, there's Mr. X's evil laugh, which is a very memorable one. There's Big Ben's laugh. It's kind of funny. Like, every time I hear it, I laugh at that. And then there's Shiva, where the sound he makes when he throws you onto the ground in the final level. Just a lot of really great voiceovers and character sounds, and that's something I really like about this game, because in the first game you only had a couple voiceovers, but in this game there are many voiceovers for many different characters, and it really adds another level to the game where it makes you feel like those characters are actual people. It makes the game a lot more fun to play. The music is also unbelievable in this game. Like, you have never heard anything that sounded this good, and you probably never will. The only soundtrack that I can think that comes close to this, or the only two that I can think are probably the ones from Sonic the Hedgehog and the one from Doom, because those are both games with very atmospheric soundtracks. Of course, me talking about the music isn't going to help justify how good music sounds, so I think I'll just shut up for a minute and a half or something like that, so you guys can hear the soundtrack for yourself and make your own conclusions. Hopefully, you enjoy this. I really do love the soundtrack of this game. There's some really awesome stuff, like Go Straight, Dreamer, and Slow Moon. Then there's some ones that really hit hard, like Spin on the Bridge, Alien Power, and Expander. Oh my god, Expander, you have never heard anything like it before. It is awesome. Also in the game's sound test, you'll find there's actually a number of unused remixes of tracks from stages, and that's really neat. I have no idea what the intent of them was, but they're pretty cool if you just want to listen to them. Especially Little Money Avenue. I'm really disappointed that wasn't put in the final game. It sounds really good. I been talking about the characters a lot, but I've never told you guys directly about them, and that's one of the things that I really think is very neat about this game, apart from the first game. There's now 4 playable characters, but Adam has been taken out of the game, sadly. He has been captured by Mr. X as part of the plot. However, to take his place is Max, a wrestler. He is kind of the strong guy. He moves very slowly, but he does play very well, and it's okay that he moves slow because you can take out most of the enemies with one punch. On the other side of the roster, though, there's Skate, who is basically the polar opposite of Max. He is Adam's younger brother who is in to help save Adam, and he is very, very fast. He's extremely fast, but he's also extremely weak. He's actually the only character with a run button. So you have to develop, as I said, a different strategy for playing as Skate than you would to play as Max. In the middle, there's Axel and Blaze. Axel kind of looks like an action movie hero, and Blaze is hot. So they're kind of the middle balanced characters. They have equal speed and power, more or less, so then you can play, and they're the happy medium. They've got a little bit less strength than Max, but they've got a little bit more than Skate, and they are a little bit slower than Skate, but they are a little bit faster than Max. So if you're looking to have a balanced player, then you can go with Axel or Blaze. Another very welcome addition to the gameplay in this game is that you can now switch between different characters in between continues. So if you want to start a game with Axel, it is indeed possible to finish it with Blaze or maybe Skate or Max. That's one of the things I really like about this game. That's really cool that you can do that. Also, I like how you can change the number of lives now that your character is able to have in a continue. Like, you can start off with 5 lives now, or you can start off with 3, and it's something that's really good, especially if you're beginning with the game. You can now have those 5 lives to get you that extra push that you would need to beat the game that in the first game you may not have. So that's something I definitely really like about this game. There's still only 8 stages like there were in the first game, but they're much larger in this game, and they also have a lot more environmental variation, like how you'll notice on the first stage how you'll start off in a street at night, and then you'll make your way into a bar, and then eventually into a back alley where you'll fight the boss, or how in stage 3 you'll start off in an amusement park, and then from that amusement park you go into an arcade, and then onto a pirate ship attraction. And then once you get out of that pirate ship, you make your way back onto the amusement park and back into an alien attraction, an alien, probably a funhouse or something like that. And this is all in one stage. This is amazing. Like, there is so much in one stage. Well, this is definitely a welcome addition to the game, and it does really enhance the gameplay. The graphics are great, the music is great, the characters are great, the sound effects are great, the level design is great. Everything about this game is great. There is no better way to put it. Please, if you can, go out and get this game. You will not regret it. And it's everywhere. You can find it everywhere. It's on the PC, it's on Xbox, it's on the Wii even, I think. So please, do yourself a huge favor and go out and get it. You will not regret it. Hey guys, I know it's been a while since the last time I uploaded, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, leave a like. If you didn't, maybe a comment with some constructive criticism, emphasizing the word constructive there. It's extremely important. Take note, Martin. Anyway, so I hope you did enjoy this video, and I tried something a bit different this time. I did not write an actual script. I kind of just had this little list right here, this little list that I wrote down things about the game that I liked and wanted to talk about, and I just kind of went off of that instead of having an actual script. So I really hope that you liked this video. I hope that I did the game justice in my review of it, because it is really one of my favorite games, and I hope maybe I could sway you to pick up a copy of it for yourself, because this is a great game. But anyway, that about wraps up this video. I really hope you guys liked it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and have a nice rest of your day.